Hello everyone, I am Hannah Wailen Fedesabili and today we're going to discuss about transformational and servant leadership together with Princess Kay Boyles. And now, before we proceed to our proper discussion, let me read the objectives. So we're going to explain the characteristics of different types of leadership and also reflect on the educational implications of each leadership types. Also, demonstrate the leadership in various situations and share the best leadership practices among school heads or teachers who are leading their school to positive transformation. When we heard the word servant leadership, so the first thing comes to our mind is to serve, to be a leader or to serve, right? So, this servant leadership is proposed by Greenleaf 1977. So, according to him, it is a theoretical framework that stipulates that a leader primary motivation is the rule and service to others. So, Greenleaf first coined this modern term servant leadership in 1970 in the essay entitled The Servant Leader. Also, the Spears 1966. According to Greenleaf, servant leadership begins with natural feeling that one wants to serve or to serve first, then conscious choices uses one to aspire to lead. All of us is wants to be a leader. Nowadays, as you observe in our government, there is a leader or the functionaries that lead us. So they are example as a leader. So in servant leadership, leader is called to serve of a group of members or a followers while leading them. To move forward, there are 6 types of characteristics of servant leader. So the first one is developing people. Here, growing one's technical expertise, topic by topics, and they understand on how going to understand more deeply both the practice and the theory of what we do. And valuing people. So, a leader recognize their capabilities on how they are going to develop their skills and enriching their professional and human qualities. Next is building community. So here, bringing people together and creating a sense of togetherness. Next is displaying authenticity. Here, they show up their true selves. They treat themselves as human beings to others. And they approach conflict with great awareness and they listen to understand. So example of authenticity is self-expression, responsibility, integrity, self-awareness. So that is the displaying authenticity. Next is providing leadership. So here, the action of leading a group of people. And in simple words, leadership is about taking risk and challenging. Leaders motivate others to achieve something new and better. So the last one is sharing leadership. In sharing leadership, it is sharing of power and influence to others. So it is developed by being transparent, encouraging autonomy, and being open to others' ideas. So that is the characteristics of servant leadership. Page and Wong 2000 also identified following servant leaders' attributes. So, including the integrity, the humility, the servanthood, caring for others, empowering others, developing others, the visioning, the goal, the setting, the leading, modeling, team building, and shared decision making. But these are the attributes that a leader needs to project, but it depends on how you are going to project it to your community or your society, that being a leader is having these good attributes. Similarly, Russell and Stone 2002 also contributed attributes. So there are vision, modeling, communication, persuasion, honesty, pioneering, credibility, listening, integrity, appreciation, competence, encouragement. Yes, it is also the same in Page and Wong, but there are differences, but they are connected also. So as a leader, you need to encourage your members or your followers. You also trust your surroundings. So as a good leader, you need also to listen or appreciate, and you have also the competence as being a good leader. And here also you need to have a good service in your surroundings, so you could be called a better leader. Also, you need to influence your surroundings on how you are going to project as a leader, that you are good enough as a leader. So that is according to Patterson 2003. So also came up with a model that comprises 7 dimensions of agape. So there are 7 dimensions that mentioned, that is humility, altruism, vision, trust, empowerment, and service. So that is the 7 dimensions that comprises by Patterson. So Spears also listed 10 characteristics that he perceived on servant leaders portrayed, and they are listening, empathy, healing, and awareness, persuasion and conceptualization, foresight and stewardship, commitment, and building society. So those all is part of being a leader. So you are molded with those attributes and those characteristics on how you are going to be a leader, to stand as a servant in your own. So that could be very helpful for us to, if we are going to be a leader someday, or you are going to handle a community or organization, and now you need to act like you are a good example in your upcoming goal in this section. Educational implication of servant leadership. So servant leaders always lead by serving, appreciating and valuing, encouraging and caring for their subordinates. So this implies that school heads that practice the servant type of leadership, that will always value and encourage their teachers to achieve the objectives of the school. So the situation is, listening as critical way of leaders demonstrates to show respect and appreciation to their subordinates. So therefore, head teachers with this kind of leadership, they will listen to the concerns of their teachers, of course. So the head teachers will create a good working environment in terms of cordial relationship to promote teamwork. So a servant leader is always a teacher that is, he is always ready to teach others, for them to be able to become a leaders, and this would enable heads of institution to teach other teachers to become a good leaders. So head teachers would be able to delegate their authority to teachers to promote subordinate commitment. So the teachers would be a good leader also if their school heads would promote teamwork, right? So it is easier for them to collaborate. Furthermore, a transformational leadership is, according to Avoid Bass in Jong, 1995, transformational leadership is related with leaders' charisma and with the ability to enact a vision of a more satisfactory future state, guiding the followers to go beyond. So their interest, and at the same time considering their moral and ethical implications of their actions and goals. So transformational leadership are those who transform their followers. So you as a leader, you are going to transform your followers. You have your own ideas on how you're going to do that. So through the use of inspiration and motivation. So obviously, if your followers are inspired or being motivated with you, is they are having an interest to go beyond as leaders. So they are transforming. So who transform their followers? So through the use of inspiration and motivation. So often, more than either the leader or the follower thought was possible. So in their book of transformational leadership, as Bass and Ridju argue that transformational leadership involves inspiring followers to commit or shared vision and goals for an organization or unit, challenging to them to be innovative problem solvers, and developing followers' leadership capacity via coaching, mentoring, and provision of both challenges are supported. So all you need to become a leader is you are challenged to coach everybody or to be a mentor of everybody. So you are a leader enough because you are doing such thing that you are not expected to do, but you are encouraged more to do that thing because you are standing as a leader or a good leader.
In continuation to Ms. Hannah's report, I will be discussing several behaviors that school transformational leaders use to achieve a superior results. And those behaviors are individual consideration, intellectual stimulation, and inspirational motivation. I will discuss first the individualized consideration, or also what we call the compassionate leader. So this is transformational leadership trait that focuses on the development of the followers or members. So it involves a range of behaviors like listening, coaching, mentoring, and teaching, and directly addresses followers' need for achievement and growth. So in an educational setting, so it implies that school heads should encourage teachers to hone their skills by providing opportunities for professional development. So like teachers are encouraged to attend different trainings that would develop their professional behavior. The second one is the intellectual stimulation, or thinking outside of the box. So this trait allows leaders to stimulate followers' creativity. So leaders employ intellectual stimulation, question assumptions, processes, and existing paradigms, are forcing their followers to rethink their solution and create new approaches to problems. So such leaders include their followers in decision making related to such improvements. So in an educational setup, so school heads encourage reflection and critical thinking among teachers. The third one is the inspirational motivation, or sharing the vision. So leaders with high levels of inspirational motivation behaviors motivate and inspire their followers via the spoken word. So they develop and articulate a vision and the expectations for their followers' performance. So in doing so, they raise the bar for the organization, setting new standards and as well as new targets for their followers' efforts. So in an educational setting, so the teachers as leaders are characterized by the ability to inspire to do the activity. The last one is the idealized influence, or the actions speak louder than words. So this trait is associated with modeling or walking the talk. So it often relates to morality and ethics. So idealized influence leaders exhibited attributes ascribed to them by their followers. So the leader's behavior will generate respect and admiration among followers. So in an educational setting, so school heads act as a role models for their teachers. So they set as examples for teachers to emulate. And also the teachers also serve as role models for the students. That's the end of this discussion. So if you have any questions, concerns, or any clarification regarding these discussions or this topic, you may ask me personally or Miss Hannah so that your questions or clarifications will be addressed. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.